Unit 7, Lesson 3. The first woman on Mount Everest. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. It is in the Himalayas between Nepal and China, and it is 8,900 meters high. Sir Edmund Hillary from New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay from Nepal were the first people ever to climb Mount Everest. They climbed it in 1953. Men from several different countries climbed it after that. Junko Tabei, a Japanese from Hokkaido, was the first woman to make this difficult climb. A Tokyo newspaper television company organized the Mount Everest climb in 1975. They chose 15 women from mountaineering clubs to go to Nepal. The group climbed for several days. Then there was an avalanche. The heavy ice and snow injured 10 of the women. They had to stop climbing. The other 5 continued. Only Ms. Tabei was able to climb the last 70 meters. She was standing on top of the world. She was the first woman there. Ms. Tabei was 35 years old at the time. She started climbing mountains in 1960. She still climbs mountains. She is not an ordinary Japanese housewife. Her husband works for Honda Motor Company. He likes to climb mountains too, but he can't get enough vacation from his work to go with his wife all the time. So he stays home to work and take care of the house. In 1992, Ms. Tabei became the first woman to climb the highest mountain on each of the 7 continents. Now, her goal is to climb the highest mountain in every country of the world. To do this, she travels to foreign countries several times a year. Ms. Tabei also helps an organization that is working to protect mountain environments.
Unit 7, Lesson 3, The first woman on Mount Everest. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. It is in the Himalaya between Nepal and China, and it is 8,900 meters high. Sir Edmund Hillary from New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay from Nepal were the first people ever to climb Mount Everest. They climbed it in 1953. Men of several different countries climbed it after that. In Kotabe, a Japanese from Hokkaido was the first woman to make this difficult climb. A Tokyo newspaper television company organized the Mount Everest climb in 1975. They chose 15 women from mountaineering clubs to go to Nepal. The group climbed for several days. Then there was an avalanche. The heavy ice and snow injured 10 of the women. They had to stop climbing. The other 5 continued. Only Miss Tabei was able to climb the last 70 meters. She was standing on top of the world. She was the first woman there. Miss Tabei was 35 years old at the time. She started climbing mountain in 1960. She still climbs mountain. She's not an ordinary Japanese housewife. Her husband worked for Honda Motor Company. He likes to climb mountain too, but he can't get enough vacation from his work to go with his wife all the time. So he stays home to work and take care of the house. In 1992, Miss Tabei became the first woman to climb the highest mountain on each of the 7 continents. Now he goes to climb the highest mountain in every country of the world. To do this, she travels foreign countries several times a year. Miss Tabei also has an organization that is working to protect mountain environment.
Unit 7, Lesson 4, The Iditarod.
Every year in early March, dogs pull sleds in a race along the Iditarod Trail. This trail is 1,770 kilometers long. It goes from Anchorage to Nome, Alaska. The people who drive the dog teams are called mushers. A musher is an adventurer. Each musher races alone with a team of dogs. Some mushers are women. Susan Butcher is a famous musher. She won the Iditarod race 4 times. Rick Swenson won the race 5 times. Mushers are very brave to go on this adventure. The dogs run across snow and ice, pulling their sleds. Sometimes the mushers ride, and sometimes they walk. In 1991, Rick Swenson led his dogs through heavy snow in a bad storm. It was so dark that no one could see. He fell to his knees and got up again. In 1990, Susan Butcher's dogs got sick. Then they came to a river where there was water on top of ice. They were very lucky that they didn't fall through the thin ice. No one could live in the icy water below. At night, the mushers sleep in tents. In the morning, they can see footprints of wild animals near the camp. Sometimes they have to shoot at the wild animals to make them go away. The Iditarod race is very long, dangerous, and cold. The mushers spend 11 or 12 days running this race. The temperature can go down to minus 46 degrees Celsius. The dogs and the mushers take care of each other during this adventure.
Unit 7, Lesson 4, that is tail road. Every year in early March, dogs pull sleds in a race along the Iditarod Trail. This trail is 1,770 km long. It goes from Anchorage to Nome, Alaska. The people could drive the dog team a musher. A musher is an adventurer. Each musher races alone with a team of dogs. Some mushers are women. Susan Butcher is a famous musher. She won the Iditarod race 4 times. Rick Swenson won the race 5 times. Mushers are very brave to go on this adventure. The dogs run across snow and ice pulling their sled. Sometimes the mushers ride and sometimes they walk. In 1991, Rick Swenson let his dog through heavy snow in the bad storm. It was so dark that no one could see. He fell to his knees and got up again. In 1990, Susan Butcher's dog got sick. Then they came to the river where there was water on top of ice. They were very lucky that they didn't fall through the thin ice. No one could live in the ice water below. At night, the mushers sleep in tents. In the morning, they can see footprints of wild animals near the camp. Sometimes they have to shoot at the wild animals to make them go away. The Iditarod race is very long, dangerous, and cold. The mushers spend 11 or 12 days running this race. The temperature can go down to 46 degrees Celsius. The dog and the musher take care of each other during this adventure.
Unit 7, Lesson 5, Sailing Alone. In 1996, Subaru Takahashi sailed alone across the Pacific Ocean. Many other people did this before Subaru, but he was special. At age 14, he was the youngest person to sail across the Pacific by himself. Subaru left Tokyo on July 22, 1996. His boat was 30 feet, 9 meters long. In the boat, he had a 2-month supply of food and water. He also had a radio and other modern equipment for sailing. The beginning of the trip went very well. Subaru often talked to his parents by radio. He didn't have any problems with his boat. Then, on August 11th, the engine in his boat quit. Suddenly, Subaru was without electricity. This affected his navigation equipment. Then, 5 days later, his radio quit. Now he wasn't able to communicate with anyone. and he was still 2,770 miles, 4,490 kilometers, away from his destination, San Francisco. By the end of August, many people believed that Subaru was lost. No one was able to contact him by radio. His parents expected him to arrive in San Francisco on September 3rd, but he didn't. Then, on September 13th, Subaru sailed into San Francisco. After 55 days in his boat, his trip was finally over. Many people believe that Subaru was too young to sail alone. They say that parents shouldn't allow children to make such dangerous trips. However, other people say that children should have adventures too. What do you think?
It is 7, Lesson 5, Sailing Alone. In 1996, Subaru Takahashi sailed alone across the Pacific Ocean. Many other people did this before Subaru, but he was special. At just 14, he was the youngest person to sail across the Pacific by himself. Subaru left Tokyo on July 22nd, 1992. His boat was 13 feet, 9 meters long. In the boat, he had a 2-month supply of food and water. He also has the radio and all the modern equipment for sailing. The beginning of the trip went very well. Subaru often talked to his parents by radio. He didn't have any problem with the boat. Then, on August 1911, the engines in the boat quit. Suddenly, Subaru was without electricity. This affected his navigation equipment. Then, 5 days later, his radio quit. Now, he wasn't able to communicate with anyone, and he was still 2,770 miles, 4,419 kilometers away from his destination, San Francisco. By the end of August, many people believed that Subaru was lost. No one was able to contact him by radio. His parents expected him to arrive in San Francisco on September 12th, but he didn't. Then, on September 13th, Subaru sailed into San Francisco. After 55 days in his boat, his shift was finally over. Many people believed that Subaru was too young to sail alone. They thought the parents shouldn't allow children to make such dangerous trips. However, other people say that children should have adventure too. What do you think?